Broke again, Claire? Or are you just pretending this time? My sister laughed across the table, and my mom actually chuckled like it was funny. So I smiled and said, "Say that again, but louder." And suddenly everything went completely silent. My name is Claire Dawson, and I'm 34 years old. I'm a freelance writer, which sounds flexible and creative to most people, but to my family, it always sounded like I was unemployed with extra steps. Growing up, my sister Emily was the one they always praised. Perfect grades, perfect job, perfect image. I was different. I didn't follow their rules or chase the same path they expected. After college, I struggled for a while. Small apartment, late rent, inconsistent work. They watched every step and quietly labeled me a failure. Family dinners felt like reviews, where I was always the lowest score. Emily would talk about promotions and bonuses, and my mom would nod proudly while looking at me like I was a warning sign. But what they never understood was that I stopped trying to impress them a long time ago. I wasn't rich or glamorous, and I didn't show off, but I had something they never expected, and I learned to stay quiet, not because I was weak, but because I was waiting for the right moment. If you've ever felt underestimated because of your career or life choices, hit that subscribe button and stay with me. I want to hear your story in the comments. Have people judged you without knowing the truth about your life? Click hype if you believe quiet success still counts and deserves respect. Let's keep going together. That dinner started like any other, with the smell of roasted chicken filling the room and the sound of forks tapping against plates. Emily arrived late, as usual, making an entrance with her designer bag and loud energy. She started talking about her promotion before she even sat down. "It's a big deal," she said. "New office, better salary, company car." My mum looked at her like she was shining. Then Emily turned to me with that same smirk I knew too well. "So, Claire, still doing those little writing gigs?" I kept my voice steady. "Yeah, still writing." My mum gave a soft laugh, like it was a harmless joke, but it wasn't. Emily leaned back. "You know, some people just don't grow up. Still broke at 34. That's wild." A couple of relatives laughed awkwardly. No one stopped her. I felt my chest tighten, but I didn't react. She kept going, talking about how she had to carry herself financially, and joking that she might have to help me again, even though she never had. My mom added, "You should listen to your sister. She knows how to succeed." Then Emily raised her glass. To being financially stable, something not all of us understand. That was the moment. I looked at her and said calmly, "You sure about that?" The table went quiet. I picked up my phone, checked something, and smiled. "Because you've been mocking the wrong person this whole time." No one spoke after that. A few weeks later, the first real cut came. They planned a family vacation and didn't invite me. I found out through a group message I wasn't part of. When I asked my mom about it, she said, "We didn't want to make you uncomfortable if you couldn't afford it." I nodded like I understood, but it hurt more than I expected. The second time was at my cousin's birthday party. Emily was louder than usual, telling people I was the struggling artist of the family. Some people laughed. Others gave me that look, the one that mixes pity and curiosity. This time, I didn't stay quiet. I said, "At least I enjoy what I do." It wasn't much, but it was enough to shift something. Emily rolled her eyes, but I saw it. She noticed the change. The third time was more personal. My mom called me over one afternoon and said, "You should be more like Emily, stable, responsible. Maybe ask her for help." I told her no. She sighed and said I was being stubborn and prideful. A few days later, Emily told people I refused help because of my ego. That wasn't true, but they believed her. That's when something inside me settled. I stopped explaining. I stopped defending. My answers became shorter. My reactions became quieter. They thought I was giving up. They thought I had accepted my place. But I hadn't. I was just watching, learning, preparing. What they didn't know was that I had a life they never even tried to see. Those late nights they thought were struggles were actually progress. For years, I had been building something quietly. I ran an anonymous storytelling platform online. No face, no name, attached, just stories. My stories. It started small, just a few readers. Then it grew, slowly, then suddenly. Thousands became hundreds of thousands, then millions. I had steady income, brand deals, partnerships, enough to live comfortably without ever asking them for anything. The funny part was that my family often mocked people online. Wasting time writing stories. Emily once said, I remember that clearly. I didn't argue then. I didn't correct her. I just kept building. I never posted about it. No social media, no hints. Not because I was scared, but because I wanted control over when the truth came out. I knew one day the right moment would come. A moment where the truth wouldn't just be heard, it would be felt. And I could sense that moment getting closer with every insult they threw my way. The only person who knew everything was Maya, my childhood friend. She had seen me at my lowest and believed in me even then. When I told her about the platform years ago, she didn't laugh. She said, keep going. When it started growing, she was the first person I told. Now she was the one telling me to stop hiding. You don't need their approval, she said one evening while we sat in her car. But you deserve to own what you've built. I told her I didn't care what my family thought. She shook her head. It's not about them. It's about you. Around that time, Emily started planning her engagement party. Big venue, lots of people, everything designed to impress. She made sure everyone knew about it, even mentioned once that I would probably skip it. That was when I decided I would go. Not to argue, not to prove anything, just to end things on my terms. Maya helped me prepare, not emotionally, but practically. You don't need a speech, she said. Just tell the truth. That was enough. The party was loud, crowded, full of people talking over each other, music in the background, glasses clinking, laughter echoing. I stood near the edge at first, watching. Emily took the center like always. When she gave her speech, she couldn't resist. Some people grow, some people stay stuck, she said, smiling. People laughed. Then she looked straight at me. Claire, still writing your little stories. I stepped forward. Calm. Yeah, actually I am. She smirked. And how's that working out financially? I took a breath. Better than you think. I pulled out my phone and opened my dashboard. You ever heard of this platform? I said the name out loud. A few people reacted immediately. One guy said, Wait, that's huge. I turned the screen so they could see the numbers. Followers, revenue, verified accounts. The room shifted. You could feel it. Emily's smile faded. That's yours, she asked quietly. I nodded. All those little stories you laughed at? They pay my bills, and then some. My mom tried to interrupt, but I kept going. The funny part is, you've all shared my work before. You just didn't know it was mine. No one laughed this time, just whispers. Emily tried to recover, but it didn't work. The moment was gone for her. I looked at her one last time. Next time you call someone broke, make sure you know the full story. I left the party without rushing, without anger, just calm. Outside, the air felt cooler. Quieter. Maya was waiting by her car. She didn't say much, just nodded, and that was enough. Later that night, my phone started filling up. Messages from family members, apologies, excuses. My mom said she didn't realize how things looked. Emily didn't message at all. For once, she had nothing to say. I didn't respond right away. I didn't feel the need to. I wasn't interested. In fixing things immediately, I chose distance. Not as punishment, but as peace. My life didn't change after that. Same work, same routine. But something inside me felt lighter. I wasn't carrying their opinions anymore. I realized I had spent years trying to prove myself to people who had already decided who I was. And the moment I stopped needing their approval was the moment I finally took my power back. If you've ever been underestimated or judged for your path, you already know how that feels. People love to label you before they understand your journey. Share your story in the comments. I want to hear how you proved them wrong in your own way. Subscribe to be part of a community that values real growth and truth. Click hype to help this story reach others who need to hear it. Did this story hit home for you? Let me know by liking this video and sharing your thoughts in the comments. Click hype to help this reach others who felt the same way. Your support matters more than you think. I read every comment, so don't stay silent.